Hey everybody, Evan Ronan here. In this video I want to talk about three of my favorite all-time mystery writers. Why am I doing that? Well, I just released the first in my new mystery series. It features an amateur sleuth who's kind of an everyman and leads a interesting life. But I want to talk about three authors that have heavily influenced my writing. The first one is John D. MacDonald. Now, if you're probably familiar with him or you heard the name before, if you're not, MacDonald wrote probably hundreds of novels. If you've ever seen the movie Cape Fear, he wrote the original novel that movie was based upon. His most famous, however, work involves the quote-unquote salvage expert Travis McGee. So you probably heard Travis McGee. He was in, I think it's 21 books. MacDonald wrote the series in the mid-60s all the way up through, I think, to the mid-80s right when he passed away. Travis McGee is a great character. He doesn't live life by anybody else's rules. He's very perceptive, not just with people, but with kind of social events going on around him. So as you read this series, you get these little snapshots of America as it progresses from the 60s into the 80s, from kind of this very objective, very interesting point of view in Travis McGee. His whole deal is he takes his retirement in pieces, he likes to say. So he's not waiting until he's 60, 65, 70 to hang him up. He's as he goes along, he won't work for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and then when his money starts to get low, he'll start to kind of look for work again and take something on. So he calls himself a salvage expert. He lives on a houseboat. When people have a problem that they can't really go to the police about, or the police can't help them, if they want something of value recovered, they'll go to him, and his deal is he gets half of whatever the value is of the thing that he's recovering, or nothing if he doesn't recover anything. So just a great character. MacDonald was a fantastic writer. Yes, he wrote genre fiction, he wrote these mysteries, but he really elevated, I think, the genre into something much more than that. So if you haven't, if you've never read a Travis McGee novel, I really encourage you to give one a try. They're short, they're real fast reads, and there's 21 of them. So if you like them, you can just blow through all 20 of them, and you've got a lot of reading you can do and really enjoy. The next mystery writer that I want to talk about definitely needs no introduction, and I've talked about him in another video. This is Lee Child. He writes the Jack Reacher series. What I like about this series is it shouldn't work at all, but it does. And why do I say that? Jack Reacher is Superman, basically. He's not only the strongest man in the room, he's not only the best fighter in the room, he's also the smartest guy in the room. So he's just this, he's 6'5", 240 genius who just is better at everything than everybody else. So when I say all of that, you know, you think like, well, there's no way there's no drama, there's no conflict, there's no way a story should work when you've got basically Superman who can just do anything and everything, and he's never going to have any problem defeating anybody. Lee Child's really good at building suspense and marrying kind of the mystery with the thriller. So the cases that Reacher is working on, they are part of something larger. So while he's solving a mystery, there's always some larger conspiracy with all these crazy villains running around behind the scenes. And so while these stories shouldn't work at all because Reacher's Superman, Lee Child does a really good job at creating these monstrous villains that Reacher has to just square off against and win the day. So like I said, these aren't just mystery books, they're thriller books. So Lee Child does a really good job of blending the two genres together. because it's a thriller, Reacher is always in some kind of peril, or the people he's helping are in some immediate physical danger, and that just adds a lot of velocity to the story. Kind of like, what's interesting is kind of like MacDonald, I think, kind of like the Travis McGee series, which was 21 books long or so. I think the Reacher series is now up to 21 or 22 books in length as well. So again, if you haven't tried it, I'd recommend it. If you like one, you'll probably like them all, and then you've got more and more reading to do. Now, the last mystery writer who I just really really admire and respect and love his work is a writer from Northern Ireland. His name is Adrian McKenzie. He's won just all kinds of awards for his writing. His prose is just it's punchy and beautiful all at the same time. His mysteries are very existential in nature, and they're just great reads. His latest series, it's like he set up the perfect conflict. His latest series is set in Northern Ireland during, I guess, the tail end of the Troubles in the early to mid 80s, when Catholics and Protestants are they've been going at it for 20-25 years, and this is at the time of the hunger strikes and all that. So just a lot of bad stuff is happening. The main character is I think he's I might get this backwards now. I think he's a Catholic cop on an overwhelmingly Protestant police force in Northern Ireland. So there's a little bit of tension there between he and his colleagues. And then because he's a Catholic working with the Protestant government in charge, his Catholic friends hate him. The Protestant civilians don't trust him. And so it's just a great way to set up all these dramatic conflicts, and he's the fish out of water, and everybody hates him even though he's just trying to do the right thing. So these are great books. I think he's up to book, oh boy, 6 now maybe. Just great stories, a lot of fun to read, and very intense, just very intense. So I'd really recommend it. Adrian's also written a lot of other books that are just great. He had another series, I think, which he started out writing when he first started out writing, that was just fantastic, and that's how I was introduced to him. So those are 3 of my favorite mystery authors. Check out my new series. It just came out. The first one just came out. It's called The Dead Girl, and it features Private Eye Greg Owen. Special limited time offer right now. It's just $1 because I just launched it, so you can get it on the cheap, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks, everybody.